as this case draws close to an end, that is the Ripple versus the SEC case, everybody's eyes are going to be on the price of XRP, and everybody's asking for predictions, including people that follow this channel and follow me on Twitter, as well as a bunch of other crypto trading channels on YouTube as well. So in this video, I'm going to tell you my prediction for XRP in the coming scenario as the case with Ripple and the SEC draws near. Also, we're going to be talking about what is now going on in the case, as there has now been a whole slew of support put behind Ripple into this case, as even more third parties have come forward to enter into this case in support of Ripple. Also, I'm going to talk about a headline that I just saw about 313 million XRP that just happened in one single transaction, about what some people are speculating about these massive moves of XRP and why some people think a price dump is actually incoming. And some big news regarding the XRP Ledger. Some long overdue awaited news has been coming about NFTs on the XRP Ledger, so I'm going to tell you about it in this video. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. And right now on this channel, we are covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all these topics interest you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join the Late Night Grind community. Also, if you do a couple of things, I'd really greatly appreciate it. Smash the thumbs up button, and of course, watch this video all the way to the end. Those really do help out a YouTube channel. All right, guys, let's jump into it. Okay, first thing I wanted to talk about was the news that is coming out on Monday. That is, you're probably watching this video today, Monday, October 31st. And this is the day in which the XRP Ledger will be going live with what is known as the XLS 20D, which is of course the new standard for NFTs on the XRP Ledger. The XRP community has been waiting for this for a long time. I'm not going to get into a lot of the technical details, but basically what happened was NFTs have been available on the XRP Ledger for some time under a different standard. This will be the new standard moving forward and has been long anticipated because the changes and upgrades are significant over what was already in place. This is very bullish news for the XRP Ledger, for the XRP coin. And if you're interested in learning more about XRP NFTs, you can always go to Twitter and search hashtag XRP NFTs because it is trending right now, and for good reason. Now, two of the marketplaces that I've covered before on this channel are also standing to benefit from this that you might want to look into. Number one is Sologenic. I covered this extensively back last winter when they did the airdrop for XRP holders. They have an NFT marketplace, and of course they are switching to the new standard of NFT XLS 20D, and one that I remember covering back in the spring, which was on XRP.com. This also has a new NFT marketplace, and there are a few NFTs that are already starting to spike in price. So you might want to go check those out on XRP.com, and of course the Sologenic NFT marketplace, which you can find on Sologenic.com. All right, so now what's happening with 313 million XRP that the Whale Watcher alert on Twitter just shouted out the other day. And of course this happens all the time. I mention this probably about once or twice a month on this channel. Hundreds of millions of XRP are on the move. This transaction in particular, 313 million XRP in one single transaction, went from an unknown wallet to a crypto wallet at the exchange Bitstamp. Now, I've seen several people, of course, say, well, there's a price dump incoming because someone's about to unload all their XRP onto the market, probably bringing the price down. That's always a possibility, but there's also a possibility that this was an OTC deal, or they're just simply looking to move their XRP and exchange it for something else, like something on the XRP Ledger, in which the price is about to move, maybe even Monday, hint, hint. Now, when we're talking about this, you always have to look at what XRP is actually doing. Now, I did see a headline the other day about Ripple finally owning less than 50% of the available XRP that's actually in the market. Now, of course, there's been a lot of arguments back and forth about people saying how Ripple somehow controls the XRP Ledger because they own a significant amount of XRP. Well, now they own less than 50% is under their control, and even though it still doesn't really matter because all of the validator nodes are not controlled by how much XRP you hold. So given that fact, it is just another understatement that Ripple now holding less than 50% and dropping of XRP is only going to be good news for the community, as some of that speculation can become less and less. In fact, they reported last month that about 3 billion XRP was released from the Ripple escrow, the smart contract that controls the majority of that XRP, not Ripple. And they put about 2.2 billion back into it, which means there was about 800 billion that left the market, or that is either being bought by the market or it's being used by some of their clients on the ODL, their on-demand liquidity system. In either case, it is being used and it is being bought up big time. And finally, before I get into some of my dollar price predictions for XRP, I wanted to talk about what's going on in the case because the Judge Torres, has recently allowed a slew of third parties to come in and file what's known as an amicus brief or a friend of the court statement. These are going to be in support of Ripple. So Judge Torres recently allowed third parties, a company called Spend the Bits, they have formally filed their amicus brief. Another one called the Investors Choice Advocates Network also formally filed their amicus brief. Now another one, this is a big one. I've been watching this one for several months. The Blockchain Association. Now, Blockchain Association, they're a very big advocacy group for blockchain and for cryptocurrencies in Washington, D.C. They're basically a lobbying group, but nonetheless, I've been looking out, as well as a lot of other people have been looking out for this organization to essentially support Ripple, since they're such big proponents of blockchain and crypto in terms of its regulation and who wants to do what down in Washington. And so just the other day, they filed with the judge their ask for leave to file their amicus brief. Now I'm assuming that this is going to be in support of Ripple, but there's always a chance that they're going to be doing it from somewhat of a neutral perspective, just because I've seen some of the people involved in the Blockchain Association, and several of them have ties to what we'll just call them Bitcoin maximalists, or even Ethereum maximalists, or even the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance. So conspiracy theories aside, we're going to have to wait to see what their amicus brief says. But nonetheless, there's now 6 or 7 amicus briefs in favor of Ripple from outside third parties, giving the judge a piece of their expertise and what they actually use XRP for. Not only that, we're waiting for the big one. The big one from John Deaton, who's now representing over 75,000 XRP holders, over 3,000 of which have formally filed affidavits that are going to be entered into the court case. So we're still waiting on that, but nonetheless, things are very much in support of Ripple, and you're going to want to pay attention to my next video because it talks about who else is claiming that this case is over. All right, so now let's talk about some price predictions for XRP, because if this case is indeed over, everybody wants to know, well, what's XRP going to do? Now, from what I can gather from the community on YouTube and Twitter, it looks like the vast majority of the people are assuming that the price of XRP is going to go up. That is, once Ripple officially wins this case, XRP gets its regulatory clarity. Now, by how much? Well, I've referenced a few analyst videos several times in this channel that talk about XRP should have been worth approximately $7 to $10 when Bitcoin went on its big bull run last year, but it was suppressed because of this case. Well, in my opinion, I think very much that XRP should be going back to those numbers. Now, I'm going to be saying somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 to $7 right after this case is decided and all the FOMO kicks in and everybody wants to buy XRP because it's going to be the only cryptocurrency with regulatory clarity in the United States, and it will be then open for institutional adoption, institutional usage, and of course get even more popularity on Twitter. However, that could be short-lived depending on when that happens and what's happening with the rest of the cryptocurrency market. It could drop down to as much as half of that. But in my opinion, it could also stay there and just kind of hang out and wait for Bitcoin and the rest of this market to go on its next bull run. Now, when is that going to be? Well, that remains to be seen. But if you follow this channel, we're definitely going to be covering it. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching this video all the way to the end, and of course, for smashing that thumbs up button. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.